Hey everyone! Before you watch this video, make sure you've seen the previous parts. The links will be in the description. I also wanted to mention before we start, this is my 100th video. It's strange, I've been posting for years now and only just reached 100 uploads. I know I'm slow, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm really proud of myself for continuing to write stories all this time later. It gets really difficult sometimes because I love this job so much, but my brain doesn't always cooperate with me. It's incredibly frustrating, but I'm forever grateful for all your support. I could never keep going without all your wonderful comments. Thank you so much. Now finally we can get on to the video. See you both again tomorrow. It was amazing to meet you, Izuku. I can't wait to keep working together. Thanks everyone, it was a really great first day. Izuku bowed his head respectfully before finally heading back over to Katsuki so the two of them could leave the set. Hours after the blonde man had inadvertently admitted his feelings for Izuku, the two men didn't say a word as they made their way to Katsuki's car, until their seatbelts were on and they'd pulled out of the parking lot. So, sorry if what I said impacted your work at all. It's fine. I'm honestly just glad you finally said something. I kinda thought I was going crazy. What do you mean? Well, you know, I was making it pretty obvious that I was into you, and you were kinda reciprocating but still never making it clear. Because I'm your bodyguard, I know you're not exactly my boss, but it kind of is similar to that. Isn't it more like you're my boss? He giggled, but Katsuki sighed, gripping the steering wheel as his chest squeezed. We can't date each other, Izuku. There was a beat of silence, and Katsuki was grateful he couldn't take his eyes off the road. What? For starters, I would have to quit working for you. You don't work for me. And besides, you're filming a romance series right now. Don't you think the production crew will be banking on you and that Shindo asshole to bring in more buzz? If you start dating another guy in the middle of filming, then nobody is gonna buy the romance. Since when did you care about what the press think? I'm just saying that you should be focusing on your career. I can just keep our relationship a secret until filming wraps. Yeah right. You can't even hide your own appearance properly, let alone a whole ass relationship. Okay, ouch, why are you being a dick now? Sorry, I dunno. Katsuki sighed, but Izuku finally stopped pushing it, making the blonde man feel his own stomach twist with guilt and regret. He couldn't even understand himself. His heart was having a war with itself, parts of it yearning for Izuku, to be able to spend time with him comfortably, to pamper and protect him for more than just his job. But the other parts were scared, pumping constant reminders of his failures through him, remnants of the last time he let himself catch feelings for another person, to get attached, to fall in love, perhaps. It was stupid though. Dating Izuku would be another commitment, sure, making those feelings more official, but rejecting the idea doesn't erase the fact that he's already attached, that no matter their status, if anything happened to the freckled man, he'd be shattered all the same. I understand your points, but I still want to date you, so if you can only make excuses on my behalf, then I'll take it as you wanting to date me too. What, Izuku? I'm not saying I'm just going to believe we're dating, I'm not that delusional. I'm just saying that I'm not going to stop acting how I always have with you, and I hope you don't either. Believe me, I've been trying. Don't think it's possible. Then good. Katsuki was relieved to see him smiling again. Maybe they could just stay how they have been, teetering on that tightrope until one of them inevitably falls. Katsuki continued accompanying Izuku to set almost every day. It was insanely busy, for the actor at least. For Katsuki, however, the days dragged on excruciatingly. All he could do was stand around and watch as the man he'd admittedly become infatuated with, acted like he was in love with someone else. It can't have been good for his health. He found himself subconsciously becoming more moody. The jealousy was eating away at him and leaving nothing but spiteful frustration in its wake. It went on like this for most of October, until suddenly some images started spreading around social media, and finally the press were concocting rumors about the production. World-famous actor at Shindoyo and rising star at Zuzu_Midoriya have been photographed on a set reading lines together. No further details as of yet, but the two are definitely working on something new. This is big. Oh my god, no way. Shindo is finally back from his break, and he's acting with that new cutie pie? This is so peak. #Shinzuzu. Izuku is already working on something new after the Distant Hearts press tour only ended less than a month ago. He's so hardworking. #We love you, Zuzu. The two of them look cute together. It's nice to see Izuku's sweet smile again. At Zuzu #1 fan, you get it. I hope they're filming a romance. I already ship it so hard. Not tagging anyone, but I keep seeing people ship these two over one singular photo. How has society moved on from BBZZ already? I know it's been a while without seeing them together, but please, I love them. At Buff Zuzu forever. I don't like any of the stupid ships. I'd do anything for Izuku. He's perfect. At Buff Zuzu forever. You think you have a right to be upset? How do you think we Zuzu Chaco fans feel? We're so deprived since the end of the press tour. Hashtag we miss Zuzu Chaco. Sigh, it's never ending. Are you allowed to say anything about it? What? The series? What were you talking about? All the shipping. I thought you were starting to like that stuff, when it was about us. Yeah? Right. People are already shipping me and Shindo-kun. I admire him a lot, but that's it. Ugh, it's going to be insufferable when they find out it's a BL series. Well, why not just get it over and done with? Just tell them now so you can at least say it how you want. I could ask Mirko-san if I'm allowed to make a statement now that photos have been leaked. He hummed softly and switched over to his messenger app to open his agent's contact. He and Katsuki were just getting done eating dinner when Izuku's phone was overloaded with notifications. Katsuki had begun scrolling through the posts once Izuku defeatedly explained what all the fuss was about, and he'd be lying if he said he wasn't jealous over all the people saying the two actors looked great together. You're glaring again. You're gonna get permanent wrinkles between your eyebrows. Oh. He blinked and looked up at the freckled man who was peering at him over his phone across the table, and he relaxed his face and put his phone down in response. I'm just a little mad, I guess. About what? The leaks. People are inevitably going to find out where most of the filming is being done now. It'll make my job harder. That's all? Izuku raised an eyebrow and Katsuki rolled his eyes with a sigh, getting up to collect their empty plates and head round to the kitchen, avoiding his question entirely. It's okay to admit you're jealous, but that could get a lot easier if you just date me. They're strangers on the internet looking at a photo of two famous people. What on earth could I possibly be jealous about? That I'm laughing with him and we look good with one another. You think you... Wait, it doesn't matter. I'm heading home. You'll be here tomorrow, right? What? No, you have a day off. It's Halloween? You have to celebrate with me. Seriously? You're actually doing something for that? Of course. It's like the one day of the year I can go out in public surrounded by people and nobody knows who I am. Right, so you don't need me to come then if you'll be disguised. I don't need you to, but I want you to, please. He stood up and reached out to hold Katsuki's arm, using his eyes to manipulate the taller man, and as usual it was working. Alright, I'm not dressing up though. Yay? I'll have Aoyama and Hagakure-san over to help us get ready. I just said I'm not. Woo, Mirko-san replied. Sigh. Alright, I'm leaving. See you tomorrow. Good night, Katsuki. He waved sweetly from his seat on the couch as he opened the message from Mirko, letting Katsuki leave without any arguments for today. Soon after the blonde man got home that night, his phone chimed to notify him of Izuku making a new post online. I'm sure you've all seen the photos, so I'm here to explain. Shindo and I are working on a new series called Learning You, led by Kayama Nemuri. Yes, we are the main characters. Yes, it is BL. Please remember we are just doing our jobs. Thanks for all your support. So he's subtly telling his fans to stop shipping them. That's not going to work. He didn't even bother reading any comments. He hoped Izuku wouldn't either, but he knew the man better by now. He could literally picture the frustrated pout on his freckled face as he scrolled through responses. If they were dating, he'd probably still be at his house now, ready to kiss the pout away and confiscate his phone so he'd stop stressing about it. But they weren't, and that was for the best, or so Katsuki told himself as he huffed and headed into his apartment. Trick or treat. Hehe, I actually do have a treat for you. Izuku reached out to grab Katsuki's hand and pull him into the house, directly into the big open room where they'd first met, and it was once again filled with clothes and hair and makeup supplies. Tada, you can pick out a costume for tonight. I told you I didn't want to dress up. Well, my fans know who you are, so you're gonna have to do something. Sigh, fine, let me see. Aoyama-kun? Oh, the bodyguard is here. Could you show Katsuki some of the different outfits he could wear? Midoriya, this man will not fit anything I've prepared for you. Surely there's some bigger stuff? If you hadn't called so last minute I may have been able to find something, but for now all I have for him are masks. That's perfect. I'll just wear this one. Doesn't matter what I'm wearing with this. He grabbed the hockey mask, resembling that of Jason from Friday the 13th, and it was true, he really could just wear ordinary clothes with that. Ugh, that's so not fair. I wanted you to be a sexy pirate or something. What are you wearing anyway? Oh yeah, I decided on this demon fairy thing. I dunno, the outfit was cool and it means I can wear a pretty mask type thing. As long as most of my hair and my freckles are covered I should be good. Speaking of hair, I found the black spray. We should get started or you'll head out way too late. Okay, I was hoping we'd be getting ready together but I guess yours isn't really going to take long at all. It's fine, I'm used to just standing around and watching what you're doing. God, your job sounds so boring. Sometimes, yeah, but your life is pretty interesting. So you're saying with me it's never boring, 'cause I'm just so fun? Sure, sunshine. The lady that was currently spraying Izuku's hair black glanced at Katsuki, before leaning down to whisper something to the man in the chair, making Izuku blink as he looked up to her with red cheeks. No, but, you know. She gasped and looked back to Katsuki, finally making him sit up straighter as his cheeks flushed pink. Oi, what's all this secrecy about? Nothing? What did you whisper to him? Sorry, I know it's so unprofessional, I just couldn't help myself. You don't have to explain. Seriously? You're gonna leave me in the dark? It's not a big deal. It's just that I know with Midoriya-san's busy schedule he doesn't get to spend time with people a lot, so. She just asked if we'd slept together. What? I'm his bodyguard. I know, but I could feel something in the atmosphere and I just. Hang on a minute, so she asked that and your response was, no, but you know, I just meant that I knew where she was coming from. Like why she'd ask? And why's that? Because I like you, obviously. Woo, ahem, sorry, I'm almost done and then I'll get out your hair, literally. Sigh, I would tell you there's no need to rush, but I was meaning to ask Izuku something. Oh, what's that? Some of my friends were planning to go out tonight, just similar to what you wanted to do, go around the city partying or whatever. They invited me, so I was wondering if you'd want to join them? You're asking if I want to meet your friends? I totally understand if not, being famous and all. Are you kidding? I'd love to. If you're sure they'd be okay with me tagging along? Well, yeah, I asked them first and they said that'd be super cool, so. Oh my god, I'm meeting your friends. How many people? Just 3 guys? Kirishima was someone I met at my last job. He's probably my closest friend, and Kaminari works for the same company as me now, so we met years ago and only recently reconnected. His boyfriend will be there too. Oh, boyfriend. Yeah, don't worry, they're definitely not homophobic. I was already so looking forward to tonight, but now I'm even more excited. I'm all done. Aoyama-kun, Midoriya is ready for his outfit. How does the hair look? I guess it's nice. You guess? Well, your natural hair is just nice the way it is. So you wouldn't want me to dye it? No, the green is nice. Hehe, thank you. He grinned before heading into the other room with Aoyama to get changed, making Katsuki's cheeks heat up a little as he caught eyes with the hairstylist again. Ahem, don't mind me. She cleared her throat before turning to start packing away her hair supplies, leaving Katsuki to slump onto the couch and pull out his phone in an attempt to look busy, only for it to vibrate in his hand the moment he turned it on. One new message from Meathead. Did you ask Izuku? Yup. We'll join you guys. Sick. We're on our way to Kaze Shibuya, you know that more down low nightclub? I'm sure it'll be packed regardless, but less than the major ones. Alright, we'll meet you there. I dunno how long Izuku's gonna take to get ready, but you'll probably be there before us. That's cool, see you in a bit. Katsuki raised an eyebrow at the random use of emoji, though it did feel very Kirishima, so he simply shook his head and put his phone away, just in time for Izuku to come walking back into the room. Whoa, is it weird? It's a little weird, isn't it? No, I mean, it's not what I was expecting, but you look good, great, oh, well, thank you. So are you ready to go now? Yeah, you gotta put your mask on though. I'll put it on when we get there. I'm not driving while wearing this thing. He stood up and led Izuku to his car, finding it strangely difficult to tear his eyes away from him, and it seemed the freckled man noticed. You're staring. I'm just surprised. Plus, for someone trying to blend in and go unrecognized, you sure are going to draw a lot of attention to yourself in that. Oh come on, it's Halloween. There's gonna be way too many costumes to look at. Why would anyone give me any extra attention? Cha, don't play dumb, you know you look good. This outfit really has you flustered, huh? Shut up, it's not my fault. It's cute, I'm very flattered. Katsuki huffed with a red hue to his cheeks, and for the next 10 minutes or so until they reached the nightclub, Izuku continued to tease him for it. Whoa, I thought you said this place wasn't one of the popular clubs? It isn't, but it's Halloween, Izuku, everywhere is gonna be packed. Right? Well, it'll be totally fun to blend in. Good luck with that. Katsuki half laughed as they parked up and he put his mask on, for once letting it go as Izuku didn't wait for him to open the door, and they made their way inside together. Do you see your friends? Ah, look for a beefy redhead. Oh, over there? Izuku pointed toward a table near the corner of the club, and there sat Kirishima on his own, sporting some devil horns and a lack of clothing. Yup, that's the one. He sighed and led Izuku over there, making the lonesome man look up to them both with a raised eyebrow. Sick costume? Can I help you? Where's your dem shirt, dumbass? Aren't you freezing? Bakugo? You're really sporting the full mask look, huh? But now you know me, I'm hot-blooded. We have to keep our faces hidden, remember? He turned his head to gesture to the man beside him and Kirishima's eyes widened. Oh shit, right? No wonder you've got such a dope outfit, it's super nice to meet you. Haha, Katsuki told me all about you. He did? Well, not really but a little. It's great to meet you too. Where are the others? Dancing, of course. I wanted to join them but was waiting for you two to get here so you could find us easier. Right, well, I'll stay at the table. What? You aren't gonna come dance? You really have to ask that? Boo, you're no fun at all. I'll introduce you to Kami and Shiro, come on. He held a hand out for Izuku and the freckled man reluctantly took it, glancing back to Katsuki briefly before allowing himself to be led into the crowd of moving bodies. I can't believe I agreed to this. I thought I'd never have to step foot in a shitty nightclub ever again after being fired. He scanned over the crowd until he caught sight of Izuku's wings weaving between people. He was heading toward the bar, and while the blonde man did want to go over there, he was worried that leaving their table for even a second would get it instantly stolen. But luckily for him, he didn't have to stay long. Bakugo? I'm so glad you came. I'm not. It's so great to see you. Well, kinda, since I can't really see you, you know. And what the hell are you supposed to be? What? Dude, we're obviously Emily and Victor, corpse bride. You're just wearing a slutty dress. It's a wedding dress. Right, well, if you're here I'm gonna head to the bar real quick. Woo, grab us a refill. I'll just have a water. Babe? We've still got all night. You know I can't drink as much as you. Ugh, fine, whatever. Vodka and Coke for me, pretty please. Katsuki rolled his eyes and made his way to the bar, eyes locked onto the back of Izuku's black wings as he squeezed through the crowd. Hey, got tired of dancing already? Oh, no, I just needed a drink. Were you watching me? You're hard to miss. You know you're not on the clock right now, there's no need to be my bodyguard. I'm not, I'm getting a drink too, just happened to spot you. Will you dance with me after? I'm getting the others refills, gotta get back to the table. He flagged down the bartender and ordered what he needed, turning back to see Izuku pouting. Despite his mouth being covered, Katsuki had become way too accustomed to that exact expression. What? What's the point in even coming out for Halloween if you won't dance with me? Dance with Kirishima? He's great, and he's a bouncer, so he's dancing with a girl. Oh, right, of course. Your friends are sweet. I dunno about that, but they're good guys. I can tell, you wouldn't put up with any less, I'm sure. He giggled before the bartender slid over their drinks and Katsuki grabbed Kami and Shiro's, gesturing for Izuku head back toward the table as he followed closely behind. Thanks, man. I assume Kiri actually did introduce you guys before ditching Izuku for a girl, right? Yeah, briefly, but we can chat for a bit while we drink. Katsuki's refusing to dance with me. You should convince him to stop being a spoilsport. Unfortunately, if he's not listening to you, there's no shot he'd listen to me. Haven't you two known each other for years? Oh, for sure, but I have absolutely no leverage over this guy. At least you can use your cuteness to your advantage. I've tried, it gets less effective every time I use it. Pfft, you sound like a Pokemon. So true. Izuku, use charm? You're all ridiculous. Sigh, I have no hope. Guess I'll just third wheel to you guys. Once you get out on that dance floor, I doubt you'll have any trouble finding someone more willing than this guy. I guess, just dancing on my own in the crowd will be fun anyway. I never get to go out like this anymore. I'm too excited. He grinned widely and quickly gulped down most of his drink, making Katsuki's eyes widen as he shoved the glass toward him and stood up. Look after my drink, he yelled before rushing out toward the dance floor, leaving Katsuki to watch him go until he spotted Kaminari staring at him in the corner of his eye. What? You're really letting him go? He wants to dance, I'm not gonna stop him. That was fast. Look, people are already swarming him. Huh? Katsuki shot out of his seat to look out at the crowd, instantly worried that somehow he'd been recognized, only to see Izuku continuing to dance and smile as people pried for his attention all around him. They hadn't recognized him, they just wanted to dance with him because he was hot, of course. Damn, he can dance. He's just swaying. Nah, he's got rhythm and he knows how to move his body. Stop watching, I'll get jealous. Cha, wait, is that guy touching him? Typically when you dance with someone you hold them, yes. Well, why's he doing that? He's holding his waist. They're way too close. Izuku must be uncomfortable. Does he look uncomfortable to you? Katsuki moved his glare from the stranger's hands back up to Izuku's face, only for their eyes to meet as the freckled man continued to move and almost grind his body on the man behind him. Shit, he sees us staring. He's doing it on fucking purpose. I see. He gave up on the cuteness tactic and went for jealousy. Well, it's clearly working. Katsuki huffed as he gripped his drink tight, shooting a glare at the two men beside him because he knew they were right, as he was inwardly battling his own pride. I either sit here stubbornly and watch him dance with random assholes, or I give in and let him win. Fuck. He huffed as he stood up, catching the way Izuku's eyes widened as he stormed onto the dance floor. What are you doing? Dancing. Back off, man, we're having a good time. Get your fucking hands off him. Whoa, what the hell, dude? Sorry? I was totally using you, my bad? Izuku reached down to remove the guy's hands from his waist, making him scoff and leave through the crowd. You really can't handle not getting your way, huh? Not when it comes to you. I know how easy it is to get my way. Infuriating. He sighed but reached down to grip Izuku's waist, pulling him closer as he grinned and put his arms round Katsuki's shoulders, continuing to move his body in time with the music. See? Isn't this fun? No, I'm mad and hot and going deaf. Ugh, you are totally hot. Such a shame you have to wear this mask. You are absolutely shameless. You know how I feel about you, and I told you I wouldn't pretend I don't feel that way. But you know we can't. Katsuki, I don't care, especially not tonight. Look at me. I'm surrounded by people and nobody knows who I am. Let me have fun, please. Sigh, put those fucking eyes away. I'll drop it, alright? Will you loosen up a little? He moved his hands to grip Katsuki's shoulders, almost in attempt to massage his tenseness away, and it actually made the blonde man chuckle behind his mask. Yeah, whatever. I'll dance with you. Izuku's eyes lit up, and as if on cue the music began to build up toward a fun new beat, filling the club with a whole new energy as he laughed and put a hand in the air, making sure to keep his other arm over Katsuki's shoulder. Hey dude, you actually got up? I convinced him to. You're a magician, you gotta come out with us more often? Where'd your new girlfriend go? Oh dude, she's with this group who traveled from Paris. Fucking Paris? God, I love French women. I love women in general. So did she go back to Paris or? Nah, she's dancing with some other girl. Cut my losses, man. But hey, I can see when I'm a third wheel. I'll leave you guys to it. The redhead practically jumped away through the crowd, on time with the beat as Izuku watched him go with a laugh. He's so great. Oi, you already got me over here, you can stop trying to make me jealous. Pfft, come on and dance then. The longer they were on the dance floor, the more Katsuki managed to let himself go, finding his rhythm and feeling that fuzziness in his stomach as he and Izuku simply got lost with each other. Kami and Siro joined them at one point, consequently losing their table and pushing the group of guys to head out in search of a new club, new environment, and new people. The night continued that way for hours, time melting away as Katsuki's mind hazed over, his only thoughts being blurred collages of Izuku's intoxicating smile. Until finally the drinks began to hit and the euphoria began to fade away, reminding him of that headache he was feeling right at the start of the night, and while he was attempting to take a breather at a table with Kirishima, he knew it wasn't cutting it. Hey, I'm just gonna go get some air. Alright man. Katsuki rubbed his head as he pushed his way through the hordes of drunk partygoers. He had definitely reached his social limit hours ago, but in the non-stop rush of chaos it was as though he never had the chance to notice. Once he made it outside, he leaned against the wall, lifting his mask and lighting up a cigarette in attempt to relieve the stress that had built inside him. But after one measly inhale it was pulled away from his lips and his eyes shot open in shock, honestly ready to fight whoever had ruined his blissful moment, only to falter as he looked down at Izuku's clearly mad eyes. This is literally the opposite of getting some air. Come on Zoo, I need it. You can't use a new nickname now, stop looking at me like that. We've been out so long, I'm only here for you sunshine, I gotta have a smoke, come on, pretty please. Izuku faltered as Katsuki reached out to hold his waist, pulling him closer as he slurred his words, using the same puppy eye tactic Izuku himself had perfected. No, it's bad for you, but he held his ground, dropping the cigarette to the floor and stomping it out as Katsuki sighed and leaned his head back against the wall in disappointment. Let's actually get some air. He huffed with red cheeks, grabbing the man's arm to lead him across the street to a little playground. Despite how busy the city was tonight, the place was empty. Sometimes I wish I was a little kid again. He sighed as he sat on the park bench, pulling Katsuki down beside him as the man no longer had any energy to protest. Have you had fun? Tonight, was it fun? Oh, of course. I've had so much fun. Your friends are really great, and thank you for doing all this for me. I know you hate this sort of stuff. It was worth it. Really? I'm glad you had fun. Izuku stared across to the man beside him, head tipped back to look up at the sky. He did look exhausted, but Izuku had never felt more attracted to him than in that very moment. It felt like his heart was trying to break out of his chest, his stomach was fluttering and head spinning. There was only one thing he wanted to do. Katsuki. The blonde man hummed and looked back down to Izuku, only for his eyes to widen as the man had pulled his own mask down and leaned forward to press their lips together. Katsuki almost melted into it. For a moment he let his own mouth mold to the other man's soft lips, before he frantically pulled back and lifted Izuku's mask up. What are you doing? There's nobody around? That's not the point, that was so risky, and I've already said so many times Izuku we can't date. I know, okay, I just wanted to kiss you. Fuck, my head is killing me Izuku, I need to go home. I'm sorry if I ruined tonight. No, you didn't, it's okay, I'm sorry. He hesitated before pulling Izuku closer to him on the bench, wrapping his arms around his shoulders as Izuku's head rested against his chest. They were hugging, and Katsuki knew the other man would be able to hear his racing heart. He didn't mind though, it was nice, until he finally let go to get his phone out his pocket and call them both a taxi. They'd have plenty of time to sit together while they waited. A few weeks later. It's totally fire that you two are working together. And I'm soups pumped that you're here to gimme all the tea today. Yeah, totally. How did the two of you first hear about this new opportunity? Well, my agent was just digging around for me while I was on the Distant Hearts press tour. She knew I wouldn't be able to sit quiet for long without getting stuck right into something new. And the director reached out to my agent after Izuku had already accepted the role. There was no way I was passing up the opportunity to work with him. That's so real. I low-key sensed the chemistry between you even from that leaked photo. How is it working together? It's great. I've looked up to Shindo-kun for years. When I saw him arrive on set I was at a loss for words. It was quite embarrassing actually. Nah, it was cute. This will be a first for the both of you, right? Oh, what exactly? Well, your last role was a romance movie, sure, but Shindo has never really been known for romance at all, let alone the homosexual kind. You don't see much of it. Especially not in the mainstream. God, CG, you're so serious, lighten up. But he does have a point. Is there anything you want to say on that topic? Personally I think it's wonderful. My only truly romance-focused role was back in Blossom Crush, and, as much as the opportunity was incredible for me at the time, I think I've grown a lot as an actor since then. Working on something a little more high quality and serious means that I can prove that to my fans. I was more wondering about the sexuality aspect of it. You're both very popular men, and I'm sure you're aware that the largest percentile of your fan base is young women. Do you think this project will even appeal to them? I'm sorry, are you asking if we think portraying gay men will have a negative impact on our careers? Oh gosh, no, I'm sure CG didn't mean it like that. He's so old school with his lingo. I'm totes hyped to see more representation on screen. We'd just love to hear how you feel about that. Well, I'm also totes hyped, I guess. Seriously though, I don't care if I'm acting alongside a woman or a man. If we have chemistry and can bounce off each other well, then I'll have no trouble making magic. And we've all seen firsthand how incredible Izuku is. Oh, God, don't flatter me on camera. But I do agree, I guess now's a good a time as any to just come out and say that I'm actually bisexual. So getting the opportunity to be part of this series is honestly really important to me. I wanted to be that representation you spoke about, and there really isn't enough of it. I'm grateful to be paired with someone so experienced and talented also. I'm confident that we'll create something special. Now who's doing the flattering? You two are totes adorbs. Myself and all your fans are so psyched for this series. The interview continued for a while longer, and Izuku was quickly getting used to the strange dynamic between the pair, questioning them, letting himself get more comfortable and lighthearted with his responses. It was fun, despite a lot of the focus clearly being on his and Shindo's relationship and how it felt to be recording a BL series. There were still some other questions that came in from fans and such. So by the time it was over he truly felt it had gone quite smoothly. Until he said his goodbyes and turned to head back over to where Katsuki was waiting for him. That was longer than I expected. Did you think it went well? Depends what you mean by that. Oh, I guess, I dunno really. He gulped and wrung his hands together as they continued to walk to the exit. It did seem like Katsuki was ushering him along a little faster than usual, and he seemed mad, for some reason. Are you alright, Peachy? He chose to stay quiet, trying to shake off the way his stomach was squeezing uncomfortably. They both knew there would be fans waiting outside, probably a lot more than the gathering that was there on the way in. Don't slow down. I won't. They opened the doors to be met with the excited screams of his fans. Izuku, I love you. We support you, Izuku. Are you and Shindo dating? Izuku was taken back by the questions, and the amount of rainbow flags that were being waved around. But he knew they all meant well and were just excited, so he just smiled and waved for the brief moment he could before he was ushered into the car. Katsuki drove off quickly, put the music on a little louder than usual, and simply stared ahead in silence. Katsuki? Something is definitely up with you. What's wrong? Oh, you know, just you coming out as bisexual while sat there non-stop flirting with that asshole. Totally has no implications whatsoever. What? This is about the interview? You're mad at me for coming out? No, that's not. You're twisting my words now. Well, how the hell else am I supposed to take that? I'm mad because you sat there complimenting that jackass and giving him those fucking heart eyes. I was complimenting him because he's damn good at his job. Who gave you the right to get jealous anyway? The right? Well, you're the one always telling me we can't date each other. Oh, come on, don't go back to that again. But that is literally what this is about. No, this is about you constantly whining about your fans shipping you and Shindo, and then going ahead and giving them more fucking material to work with. I'm sorry that I'm friendly. I'm not going to act like an asshole so people stop making up rumors. I like Shindo. They can believe what they want. I know it's not true, and so do you. Do I? Seriously? Katsuki stayed silent, but Izuku could feel the tears pooling in his eyes from frustration. The stupid blonde man next to him just felt so damn impossible. He couldn't seem to ever get anything right and he was at his wit's end. I don't get you. I don't get you either. I've done nothing wrong. I've embarrassed myself multiple times because of how I feel about you, and despite knowing it's reciprocated I can't actually do shit about it. So no, I absolutely did not intend to flirt with Shindo, but even if I had you'd have no right to be mad at me for it because you won't date me anyway. He glared beside him in frustration. They'd parked outside of Izuku's house before he even began his rant, so Katsuki could actually look him in the eye. His jealous rage seemed to soften as Izuku spoke, but before he could say another word the freckled man had got out the car and slammed the door. Izuku wished so badly that he didn't cry when he was angry. He felt so pathetic, but he was mad. How dare Katsuki accuse him of that? How could he possibly be so stupid after Izuku has practically spent the last month throwing himself at him? He was just about to reach his front door when he finally heard Katsuki's car speed off, and it made him pause for a moment. He's my fucking bodyguard and he didn't even make sure I got inside safe. Why the fuck am I so desperate for his affection and approval when he clearly doesn't even give a shit about me? He felt his anger welling up again. It felt like a knock to his pride. How he was pining over the man being paid to be around him, the guy whose job it was to keep him safe, as if he was incapable of that himself. Fuck it. I don't need him. I can go out without a bodyguard. Nothing is going to happen to me. So he did. He turned away from his front door and began walking down the street, wiping his tears as he went. It was only 4:30 p.m. but at this time of year it was already almost pitch dark out, so the anxiety of being out alone was also heightened by the dark. When he reached the nearest commercial area, the first thing he spotted was a quiet and cozy little cafe. The warm yellow lights practically beckoned him inside. Good evening, dear. We're closing soon, but you can stay for a drink. Oh, thank you. I'll just get a hot chocolate, please. He tried his best to smile appreciatively, and luckily for him it seemed the sweet old lady had no clue who he was. Take a seat and I'll have my employee bring it over. Izuku nodded and looked around, feeling a little more at ease as he made his way to a table away from the windows. This is fine, I can totally do this without Katsuki. Oh my god, Izuku, what are you doing here? Izuku's eyes shot up to the lady stood in front of his table, and instantly his heart began to race. I just really wanted to come out and get a drink. I'd really appreciate it if you didn't tell anyone I'm here. I would never, I'm your biggest fan. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. No, seriously, this is like fate bringing us together or something? I wasn't even supposed to be working this shift, but Suyu-chan cancelled last minute. I see. Oh, here's your hot chocolate. It's super quiet because we close at 5, so you're lucky nobody else is here. She placed his drink on the table before casually sliding into the chair opposite him, and as much as Izuku really wanted to be alone, he figured she must just be super excited to see him, and didn't have it in himself to turn her away. Honestly, I shouldn't be out at all right now, I'm being a little silly. Oh yeah, where's Bakugo? He's always following you everywhere. I figured I didn't need him just to come out and have a drink. I should be able to do this much on my own surely. But you're super famous. Being out alone like this is dangerous. I'm sure I'll be fine, besides, you're here to keep me company? What's your name? Oh right, it's Himiko? Toga Himiko? Well, it's really nice to meet you. He reached a hand across the table and Himiko's eyes seemed to sparkle as she looked down at it. Izuku began to feel a little uneasy as she reached across to hold it. She really must admire him a lot to be so enthralled by something as small as shaking his hand. Izuku, I really do think fate brought you here today. It has to mean something. I mean, I've been following you for ages, online I mean, and your movies? I've loved you since you played Ren until the end. I can't believe you're here right now. Oh, that was like my second role. I was just a side character. But I loved Ren in the books. And even though they cut a lot of his moments in the films, you still shone for me. You stole the scene every time you were there. I don't know about all that, but I appreciate you saying so. Anyway, I just need to head to the restroom quickly. Himiko nodded and smiled brightly as Izuku nervously shuffled out of his seat and went into the lone singular toilet stall, locking the door behind him as he took a deep breath and ran a hand through his hair. Idiot, I'm so stupid. I can't do this on my own. He pulled his phone out in panic and opened up Katsuki's contact, beginning to type out a message crying for help, until he stopped himself. He was so mean to me. If I ask him to come and save me now, then it'll be like forgiving and forgetting everything he said, and also proving the point that I do need him. I shouldn't need him. He immediately erased the message and shoved his phone back into his pocket with a huff. He still felt a little shaky and nervous, but he figured he was being dramatic. She's a little weird, but if she's really a massive fan, she's just super excited and probably nervous. I'm sure she means no harm. He took another deep steadying breath before unlocking the door and heading back out, seeing the waitress still sat at his table and beaming toward him. It'll become cold chocolate if you leave it too long. She gestured to his drink and he managed a small laugh, sitting back into his seat and picking up the mug to take a sip. It's still warm and delicious, don't worry. I'm so glad you like it. So how long have you worked here? You want to know more about me? I'm just making small talk, you know. I don't mean to be invasive. No, I'm just really happy to talk to you. This is a dream come true. He cleared his throat and took another gulp of his drink, feeling that awkwardness sink deeper into his stomach as he began to seriously regret not just going home. Himiko-chan, we're almost at closing time, but if you're having a lovely time with this young man, then I can just give you the keys to lock up when you leave. Really? Thank you so much. Of course, dear. Good night to you both. All right. Oh god, this is getting out of hand. How do I even get out of this? So, now that we're alone, you can tell me, you totally aren't dating that Shindo guy, right? Oh, I mean, I've made it pretty clear I didn't realize it was a secret. I know, right? But some people think you're lying. They're crazy. You'd never lie to us? I mean, I wouldn't necessarily tell all my fans if I did start dating someone. Parts of my life should still be able to stay private, don't you think? Oh, of course, yes, some people don't deserve to know about your private life, but your true fans would support you always. I'll always be there for you to support you, I promise. Thank you. You know, I'm actually starting to feel pretty exhausted. I should probably head home. Oh, I can walk you. You do seem a little out of it. Are you okay? let me help you. Izuku stumbled to his feet and his heart was thumping in his head. He felt dizzy. He was scared and confused. What's happening? Here, give me your hand, I'll help you get outside. But, no you can't, I need a taxi. I'll call one for you Izuku, come on let's get some air. Everything felt heavy. He didn't even have the energy to push the woman away as she held his arm and led him outside, his ears faintly picking up her muffled voice as she yelled and waved her hand to flag down a passing taxi. My boyfriend isn't feeling well, please hurry home, my address is… No, wait. But he wasn't even sure his words really came out. All the fuzziness faded to black. A few hours later. Fuck, I can't believe I didn't just take him inside. It's literally my job. I let my feelings cloud my fucking purpose again. His hands gripped the handles of his motorbike as he sped back toward Izuku's house. Ever since he got home he couldn't shake the anxiety of something bad happening. He regretted it so much. He wasn't thinking clearly at all. He felt guilty for what he'd said and knew that if he didn't leave right away he would have chased after him to apologize. But he figured he didn't deserve another second of Izuku's time that night, so he left. I'm probably just being paranoid again, and I'm gonna bother him at fucking 11 p.m. all because I'm so pathetic I couldn't even do my job right. But he didn't want to regret it later, so he hurried over and instantly pressed the buzzer at the gate. Izuku, it's me. I know you probably don't want to see me right now but I just had to make sure you were okay. I'm so sorry I left like that. Please just let me see you home safe. When the gates didn't open he began to panic a little more, pressing the buzzer again and again. It was late but even if Izuku was asleep surely he'd wake up to that. He frowned and pulled out his phone to call Izuku, but it went to voicemail too. Fuck, is my paranoia right for once? No, please. He frantically scrolled through his contacts, forgetting how late it was as he clicked on Mirko's contact. Hello? You're lucky I wasn't asleep yet or I'd have some. Izuku isn't home. Have you heard from him? What? No, he went for the interview earlier with you, right? Yeah, but then we got into a bit of an argument and I didn't make sure he went inside before I left. What? That's literally your job. I know, alright I know, but I can't fix that now can I? So can we just focus on the fact that he's not here? Right, yes, I'll call his mother, just wait there in case he shows up. What but the call ended, and he was left by Izuku's front gate on the verge of a panic attack. Fuck, no. He ran his hands through his hair and crouched to the floor, clutching his chest to try and take some deep breaths. Pull it together, you can't help him like this. You can't fucking sit here having a meltdown when this is your fault. Make it right, fix it. What can I even do? If he's not with his mom then where would he be? He could have just been walking around. If anyone saw him they definitely would have posted it online. He frantically began searching for any social posts that Izuku had been tagged in, but there was nothing about seeing him in the last few hours, until he spotted a post that made nausea creep up his throat. Fate finally brought my Izuku to me. He wasn't even tagged. It was only posted 14 minutes ago and not a single person had liked or commented on it yet. He had never felt his heart drop so fast in his life. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? He scrambled back to his feet as his eyes spotted something in the background of the photo. He wasn't crazy. That was the same rocket ship from the park they went to on Halloween, but he couldn't remember where it was. Hey Siri, call Meathead. He yelled as he put in an earphone and got back onto his bike, waiting for his friend to pick up the phone. Hey dude, what's up? Track my location, call the police when I stop and tell them where I am. What? Why? What's happening? Izuku has been abducted. I think I can find him, I just need to find that fucking park we were at on Halloween. Shouldn't you call the police first? Don't go on your own. Just do what I said please. Please, it's my fault this happened. Just. Alright, just focus on driving. Don't crash please. You need to be safe to actually help, alright? Yeah, I've gotta call his agent back, just keep tracking me. Of course, good luck. Kirishima was clearly not happy with how Katsuki was going about this, but he knew there was nothing he could do to change his mind, so all he could do to help was do as he was asked. Siri, call Mirko? He was driving so fast, too fast, especially without his helmet, but he needed all the vision he could get to scan his surroundings as he raced through the city. He's not with his mother. I called the police to let them know. I know where he is. What? How? Where? Well, I don't know, but I'm looking. Check online. Some account posted a fucking picture with him. It was called Himiko something or other. I recognize the park out the window, so I'm looking now. A friend is tracking me and will let the police know when I get there. Bakugo, you should have just called them immediately and sent the photo. You can't go on your own if he's been taken by someone. That would take too long. I'll find it faster. You're going to get in trouble. I don't give a shit, he yelled before reaching up to his ear to hang up, and it was in that exact moment that he passed a few houses and reached a gap in the buildings. There it was, the park. He practically abandoned his bike in the road as he raced toward the area while pulling up the picture again, looking around at the buildings to find a window that would line up with what he's seeing. Adrenaline was coursing through his veins, mixing with his anxiety to give him the worst head rush of his life, but it didn't matter. He rushed toward a row of houses and began pounding on the doors, praying one of them was the right one. What the fuck, dude? Are you drunk? You can't go banging on people's doors. I'm calling the police. Please do. Someone has been abducted. He's in one of these houses. Great, he's on fucking drugs too. I don't care what you say, just call them. Call the police. Hey, open up. He continued pounding on the only door that hadn't opened, getting more and more frantic. Go away. Leave me alone. It's you, isn't it? You fucking have him? Open the door or I'll bust it down. I don't know what you're talking about. Leave me alone or I'll call the police. Fucking do it. If you laid a single finger on him, I'll kill you, you understand? Whoa, now he's yelling death threats. You definitely have to send some units. He's going to break into a woman's house. Katsuki didn't care how insane he seemed to everyone else. The only thing on his mind was that same image, Izuku's lifeless body being wheeled away on a stretcher. He couldn't go through it again. So with that thought in mind, he began ramming his shoulder into the door. It hurt, but it was like he couldn't even feel it. And luckily the door was old and brittle. He got it open on the fourth hit. Get out of my house. The force of the door knocked back the woman that was behind it, but Katsuki didn't even spare her a glance. He simply raced up the stairs as fast as he could with a racing heart, until his ears heard a very faint muffled yell. Izuku, His head whipped to the door it was coming from and burst it open, feeling a quick wave of relief wash over him as his eyes locked onto Izuku, but it didn't take long for his anxiety and guilt to instantly smother that brief respite. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Are you hurt, Izuku? I'm so sorry. Katsuki hadn't cried since the day he lost Itsuki, but as he took the rag out of Izuku's mouth and pulled him into his arms, tears began to stream down his cheeks. I was so scared. I'm so sorry. You can't take him from me. I love him. It was fate that brought us together. Katsuki looked up to the door to see the woman he'd knocked over, pointing a knife directly at him. The police are already on their way. They'll be here any second. Do you really want to add another charge? If I were you, I'd put that knife down. Katsuki honestly surprised himself by how calmly he managed to speak to her, to the woman that just abducted the man he cared most about in the world. Please, I want to go home. But we're meant to be together. I love you. You don't know me at all. Izuku, you don't have to talk to her. The police will be here. You're ruining everything. She lunged forward and swung the knife, but Katsuki managed to grab her wrist in time to stop any damage. He held her in place, using all his willpower not to hurt her, until they heard yelling from downstairs again. Tokyo police, make yourself known. Upstairs, she has a knife, but we're okay. No, please. He broke into my house. The policeman came into the room and quickly scanned the area. At first glance it of course didn't paint Katsuki in the best light, until they saw the crying man handcuffed to the bed. Drop the knife. You're coming with us. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be. No, you can't. Stop it. Leave me alone. Izuku, tell them, I'm your biggest fan. You love me. Another officer brought some pliers over to Izuku, cutting through the cheap handcuffs and helping him up from the bed. Who are you? Oh, I'm Bakugo Katsuki, his bodyguard. This is Izuku Midoriya. He's an actor. I know. Come with me. I'll need to ask you some questions, but for now you should stay with him while I call an ambulance. Of course. No ambulance. I'm fine. I just want to go home. Izuku, do you remember how you got here? No. You were likely drugged or sustained head trauma. You need to be checked over by medical professionals. I'm sorry. What? Don't you dare apologize. This is not your fault. I was so mad. I should never have gone out without you. I'm sorry. Katsuki pulled Izuku close, wrapping his arms around his shoulders tightly as his heart physically hurt inside his chest. Please don't apologize, Izuku. This was all my fault. I never should have acted that way and I should have walked you inside myself. I'm so sorry I let this happen. I'll never forgive myself. But you saved me. All Katsuki could do was sigh as Izuku held him tight, stood out in the cold chill of the night as police lights flashed around them. News broke of the incident the next morning, but Izuku was on a strict online ban as he spent the next few weeks at his mother's house, his childhood home. Despite Katsuki's protests, he was also staying there. Izuku had acted like it was the end of the world when he tried to leave, saying that he should hate him for what he did, but the poor man just needed to feel safe, and despite everything, Katsuki still made him feel safest. Even when he finally felt safe enough to go home, he still pleaded for Katsuki to stay, and the man had become comfortable by this point too. He knew that he too wouldn't be able to sleep back in his apartment knowing that Izuku was here alone. Some nights Izuku would have nightmares of the incident, and shuffle into the guest room to curl against Katsuki in bed, and whenever Katsuki had nightmares he'd go to Izuku's room, but he would just sit in the chair, feeling comfort knowing he was sleeping soundly. It was coming up to Christmas when Izuku finally went a whole week without a single nightmare, but he'd begun joining Katsuki in bed every night regardless. It just felt right. He still hadn't managed to get back to filming. Every time they tried to go to set there were swarms of fans waiting outside. They were all holding supportive signs of how they hoped Izuku felt better, but it was just too much. He would always get too overwhelmed and ask Katsuki to turn around, but the crew understood, and so did his fans based on the overwhelming support online, which Katsuki sometimes read out to him so he didn't have to go online himself. You know, I have been doing a lot better lately, haven't I? Of course, you're incredible, and there's no rush to get back out there, you know that. But I was thinking about the fact that you're still staying here. Oh, I mean if you think you're okay to be alone again then. No? I guess, I'm just thinking that maybe we should just make it official. You've been here for almost 2 months now, and I can't imagine you ever not being here. I can't really fall asleep without you anymore so. I'm worried that maybe I'm the same. Really? So, you'd stay? If you're sure that's what you want, I have still been paying for my completely empty apartment. Oh God, I can pay you back for that? No, don't be ridiculous, but yeah, I can look into getting all the paperwork sorted out. And if you're going to be living here, and we've been sleeping in the same bed for like 2 months, and you know I love you, Izuku. I'm serious. After everything that happened, and while you're still trying to get back to work, please stop making excuses for me. I want to date you, Katsuki. I have done for months. I want to be able to hold you and kiss you and love you without feeling like I'm doing something wrong. Sigh, I want to as well. Then let's at least give it a try. I guess, if I'm honest, I've just been scared, and it's stupid, because I'm so attached to you even without the dem label that it would make no real difference. So, you'll be with me? For real? If you're sure that's what you want, I'd love to. Katsuki's heart jumped in his chest as Izuku simply beamed at him. It was the most genuine smile he'd seen from the man since the incident, and it made him feel like even more of an idiot. He'd made this man wait for so long, when all he wanted was to love and be loved without judgment, without shame, and Katsuki wished he could have given him that long ago. But it was better late than never. End of part 4. I really don't want to do my usual sob story complain rant, but holy shit, I'm so sorry. I have been rushing to get this done the last few days. I struggled for so long being just unable to write, also looking after my newest little baby kitten Morph, but honestly I had the time to work, I just couldn't. Until a few days ago where a wave hit me and I was on a roll, but I knew I had like no time to get this all done, so I've been non-stop working, and I still didn't get it done on time for my usual upload day and time. Anyway, I'm also just sorry the story turned out like this. I was speaking to my friend Vinny and I think I might make a part 5, which is ridiculous. But if you guys actually want to see them while they're dating, because I once again just dragged out the build-up, then we need another part. It'll be cute though, I swear, so just like let me know in the comments if you want one final part to this story, a conclusive and cute ending. Any gays, love y'all and thank you so much for your patience. I expect this video to flop, but that's okay, it's my own fault. Love you, bye.